Well, some things have happened. I'm still in shock. It did not expect it. Not expected at all. All right, let's chat about it. If you're new here, I'm Carrie. This is my video series where we discuss my yarn audit. It did some auditing. All right, what am I working on? I'm working on, let me make sure it's on the right side for you. This is still the Icelandscape Shawl by Stephen West. Still working on it. It's in a bag, 3 by the Sea Designs. Let's see. When did I buy this bag? It's probably been 3 or 4 years ago that I got that bag. It is certainly a carry bag with the blues and greens and the Caribbean Sea feel to it. Totally my vibe. All right. This is this shawl I'm knitting. I don't have that tag. This was the last intentional yarn purchase. I said intentional. Yarn purchase that I made in November of last year for this shawl. When he came out with it, the pre-sales, I went ahead and ordered one of his kits. This is using West Wool Bicycle. It's the 2-ply fingering non-superwash yarn. It was a new base of his. The shawl uses 8 colors. You can see all the colors in this gradient here from the white color up to the fuchsia. Anyway, I'm still on Short Round Mountains. We'll be there. Let's see, 1, 2. I am currently working on the 4th color. So when I get these 500 stitches done, I will be halfway through Short Row Mountains. Then it's on to the wavy border and then the bind off. Anywho's, I have come to the terms that this shawl will not be finished by Thursday evening when the mystery mobile or the mystery shawl Mohair Mobile comes out, because I'll be starting that and we'll be knitting that one. But the good thing is, once again, I will be using all stash yarns for that. I don't have a bunch of full skeins. That I'll be using mohair from. So I have, I'll have a bunch of different colored mohairs in there just to do whatever section we can get done with these colors and get some of these mohair yarns out of my stash. So the shawl will continue to be my intermission project until I am finished with these here mohair mountains. Anywho, what else? The other day I did notice, where's this here marker? Is here because somehow I dropped a stitch in there. So I went ahead and grabbed it, and we'll have to fix it when I'm finished with this. I couldn't be bothered to fix it when I found it. I was like, no, we're just going to go ahead, put a stitch marker on there and hold it and wait. Anyway, some people may notice I am wearing my Rujuu sweater. This was my main whip. I cast it on January 29th and finished it February 27th. It was a mystery knit-along. Jeanette knits. She does mystery yoke-alongs, and we should have known, right? We should have known when this year's sweater didn't say, because her first two were do you yoke 1, do you yoke 2. So some people thought that this one would be do you yoke 3. Well, there was no yoke in the word because we didn't just knit a yoke section. We knit the whole sweater in color work. It was a time, let me tell you. I do like it. It is very warm. Very warm. It's a good thing it's a cooler day out today. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to be wearing it. I'll put a little video in here. May have already been up of me wearing this. What else? I finished it February 27th. It's been blocked. A lot of people, when we were doing these accent sections, were worried about how far out, like the black purl stitches in these brick sections, when we were knitting them, they stuck out quite a ways. And so it looked like it was really gonna poof out there. But once it was blocked, it lays really nice, and it doesn't add a whole lot of bulk to the outside of the sweater. I'm happy with it. I do love it. When I knit it, let's see, what did I use? So I know I talked about this on one of my other podcasts. The black, the brown, and the red yarn is all Divine Yak by lolodidit. She does not sell that base anymore. And the gray is Whole Lotta DK, which she does not sell either. Both of those were a non-superwash yarn. I had originally purchased the black, the brown, and the red to do the Sail Away cardigan by Marie Knits. Marie Green. Trying to think, did she have another name that she goes by? I don't remember. So I knit that sweater, had all the buttons put on. It fit good like I would want it to fit. Blocked it. Everybody says they don't, non-superwash yarn doesn't grow like superwash yarn does. I don't know what happened. It fit fine before it was blocked, and I did not do any let's pull you out, stretch you out. No. I just laid it flat. It was huge. Like, I bet the sleeves grew that much. There was no saving it. So, I unraveled it all, tossed the yarn in a cube, and said, we'll visit you another day. We're not going to deal with you right now. And so, when this mystery Knitalong came along, I thought, well, I guess here's an opportunity to use this yarn that I have in my stash that, probably wouldn't get knit otherwise. At least not for a while. So I joined in. I joined in the day the third clue came out. So I was already 2 weeks behind. I caught up by the end of clue 3. Well, by the time clue 4 came out, I was finished with clue 3. We did some work. Is there anything else I have to say? I don't think so. Everything that I talk about, I'll put in the description box below, or what was once called the description box. If you are new, when you are looking at the video, like on your phone, you'll hit the button that says more, and it'll bring down the box where everything is listed there. Other finished things. I only have one other finished thing. So, on my last podcast, we talked about Dan from the Baker Bears passing away. And I belong to their Patreon group. And in there, some other people have started a gift for Kay and Bryony and put it out there that if you wanted to participate, they would send you the info. And so we're all making a square for a blanket. Or a few blankets, I should say. So I did knit up a square. You did a provisional cast on because someone is going to go through and put all these squares into blankets. So we did a provisional cast on, and then I didn't bind off. I just ran my yarn through my live stitches, and then I put it back through this stitch down here so that it has less of a chance to come out. And then I made sure to leave ends on both ends long enough to attach these squares. I knit it. This weighed 6 grams. Not a lot out of my stash, but today we're going to take all the grams out that we can. So I used 2 different pinks that I had in my stash. This is This is Sundress by Barnyard Knits. And then this is a mini. I'm not sure. I would tend to think that this came from, well, it may or may not have been a mini. It may be leftovers that I wound up. I would imagine that this is a pink from lolodidit, but I can't tell you what it was or guarantee that that's what it is. But anyway, I held them together because this was a DK weight. item. So I just held the two fingerings together to get the size that we needed. So that was 6 grams. Did I say how much this was? My sweater was 600 grams. Pretty proud. 600 grams, gone. 1 sweater, out. Finished. Okay. Do we want to go over the number debacle first? Yeah, why not? So, I went in, uploaded my Ravelry stash to a Excel document. Put in my little formula to get my total numbers, and about passed out when okay, maybe it wasn't that bad, but it was still pretty bad. When I saw the number that came up, it was nothing like the number I was expecting it to be. You see. It had a few more skeins in there, apparently. I have no idea what happened when I did the same thing with the January spreadsheet and got the numbers I got, which wasn't horrible considering I knew where I was in January of 25. And I knew I'd, obviously bought more yarn. Obviously hadn't used a terrible amount of that yarn that came in. So I knew I had a bit more to go. However, this month I was gifted an extra 20,000 grams of yarn with the update of the little spreadsheet. So then I spent an hour going through this spreadsheet and making sure that everything that's on this spreadsheet is what I have in my stash. Like I go through and say, yes, I have that. Oh, yeah. There were a couple that I was like, what is this? I don't know this thing. But oh no, I have pictures attached to the yarns in my Ravelry. And those were definitely pictures I took when I uploaded that skein. There were a few mystery ones that I wasn't sure that, because they weren't names of dyers that I generally buy from. So I may have questioned it just a tad. No, that's all the legit yarn that I have. Without a doubt. So I have no idea. So here we are. Instead of 70-some thousand grams of yarn in my stash, my total number for the beginning of February, 92,334 grams. That, hits just a little hard. Just a little. So I have no idea what happened. Like I said, when we did January's and it came up with 70-some thousand grams, no idea. How did we get here? No idea. We may need to make some adjustments. Does that mean I might not be doing all of my subscriptions. It's possible. We might have to cut some of them back. Because I'm going to need to take a few moments to get that number down to where it's not I mean, to sit and look at the yarn. It doesn't bother me. Just, do I need all this yarn in my stash? Do I need to keep adding more and more and more yarn just to have more yarn every month? I don't think so. I have plenty of yarn. You know? I don't know. Anywho's, here we are. We started with that number for the month of February. The Rujuu, as beautiful as she is, 600 grams of yarn out. My little square, 6 grams. We're going to track every little gram of yarn that we can. Things that came in. Let's see. What do we have? Yarnable. It is Almost Love and All Too Well. 150 grams. Freckled Whimsy. This is the last month of the Nature Palette subscription. She's not going to diet this year. This is the Song of a Bluebird. So that is 100 grams and a 25 gram mini. So there's 125 grams. Beautiful as it is. Freckled Whimsy. Again, and both of these were on the Serendipity sock base. This is Gingerbread Kisses and Christmas Wishes. Her Christmassy Yarn Club number 2. 100 grams. Christma-Ween from lolodidit. This is Rattling Bones, February, her USA sock. 80% superwash rambouillet, 20% nylon. I think she said that she can't get this from the supplier as consistently as she wants. So she's going to have to discontinue this base. It was 110 grams for 430 yards. So it is a big plump fingering weight. Did I say it was 80-20? I know I said superwash rambouillet. Anyway. So it's pretty. So her main skein is 100 grams. And I haven't checked to see what this one is, but I think it's like 30 grams. 35 grams. Somewhere in there. Because I think both of these together is almost 150 grams. So that's what we've added to the stash in February. Where does this leave us for the month? We started with that number again, minus the 606 grams for the projects we've completed, plus 505 grams for the new yarn. That leaves us at 92,233 grams. Why does that sound so ridiculous to me? Is it really that much more than the 70-some thousand I had? Is it because we're almost at 100,000 grams? Why is it ridiculous? I don't know. We're really going to have to work on this. So the question is, did we smash it? It's debatable. Did we track it? Absolutely. I guess we will see you next month. See what the month brings. Hopefully I'll be done with the Icelandscape Shawl, because I know that the other mystery knit-along is not, I don't think it'll be done, because it's 4 clues, I would imagine, so it'll take us a while. I mean, that 4th clue comes out, but you still have to, have time to knit it. So I don't think it'll be finished by the next stash accountability. I don't know. I suppose. We will chat next month and hopefully it'll be better numbers. Have a great day.